Okay. Um, First up, there was. Oh, GDP just came out. That's all right. Well, let's start with that then, shall we? Aussie dollar 4 hour trade. We had this ring high here, and then we had a lower high, lower low. Placed the trade and got filled on this bar. That went and tested that fib that I've had there for a long time. My stop was just the other side of it, and it tagged that nicely before reversing again. Um, you guys still there? I just lost connection. Oh, well, I'll have to record it. You might have to watch it online. Um, and I was looking at having to move my stop because this was a higher, high, higher low until just now. Um, Internet's back again. Until just now, but the Aussie GDP figures have come out. Obviously, pretty ordinary for to warrant the. It's very slow, this internet. I do apologise. It's last day in Bali, so it'll be a while before I'm back here doing webinars. Anyway, GDP came out, so I now have a bearish engulfing bar, and we'll leave my stop there. The other trade that I'm in is the dollar CAD. It's chopping about a bit. Um, Tonight they have their monetary policy statement, um, and then the governor speaks tomorrow morning. Um, so that might create a bit more volatility, but I've no reason to move the stop just yet. I haven't got in trade one. We had an engulfing seller bar, then an inside buyer bar, so there's just no reason really to move the stop. Could look to halve it, I suppose, and bring it up underneath this bar, but at this stage I'll just leave that where it is. There was a question online about this one. It hasn't quite hit the target on this trade for this person. Um, and the question was, what would you do? I'd be inclined to leave it. Oil prices still falling. I did have a what they call a dead cat bounce yesterday, and then fell again today. So I'd have my stop underneath this bar here. Worst case scenario. If you're concerned that it's not going to get to your target, I'd be inclined to leave it. But perhaps if you're wanting to lock some profit in, is reduce a third of it. Just in case it doesn't get to your target, at least you've got some of that profit on your books. Yeah, but it should get there. I mean, it hit my target. I must have been just inside you. It hit my target last week. Yeah, so I'd be inclined to leave it in there for the time being. But if you are concerned and you're wanting to lock some profit in, reduce exposure, close out part of your trade. Okay, got a few people looking at this one, EuroCAD. So you got lower highs, lower lows. Okay, this trend line is good. That's fine. This horizontal is good. I can agree with that. This Fibonacci though, I don't really agree with. Worst case scenario, what you're looking at is either this is your cycle, these three bars, or you say it's cycling along the trend line, and so you draw your fib from here. Yeah. But this one, I'm not sure why you would choose that place to start your fib from. Yeah. Hidden divergence in a downtrend for you've noticed that hidden divergence in a downtrend. We look at the peaks. Yep. So from this point here to this point here, we had a higher RSI. That's divergence. Yeah. Not looking at the lows. So just be mindful of those two things. And I'll show you the fib that you should be sort of drawing. As I said, if you've got that trend line, which you do have, and that's a good trend line, nothing wrong with that. You're saying that's your trend line. I think it was something like that. And you're saying it's cycling along here. Well, then your fib should be from this point to that point. And we can see the 61. It's come back to that trend line at the 61.8, which is nice. Okay. So just oh yeah, the pound knock. I said your stop should be underneath here. And if you're concerned about losing the profit, then take some of it off the table by closing a portion of your trade, either a third or a half of it, something like that. But I'd be inclined to leave it because I think the knock, being long pound is a good option. I like that trade, and being short oil, which is being short Norway, is also good. I think that's a good trade. So it should see you to your target, but if you are concerned, just take a bit off the table and leave your stop underneath this bar here. So yeah, EuroCAD cycling along this trend line, that's fine. And the horizontal that you had identified was all good. It's just your hidden divergence. Remember, in a downtrend, we're looking at the peaks, okay, of RSI and the highs in price. For hidden divergence, and also this Fibonacci from here is, doesn't really make sense. You either have this cycle underneath the 50 here, or you the cycle of that trend line. Yep. Internet terrible. Yeah, I do apologise. That might be better to wait for the video. I don't have much to go through today. I haven't gone through the charts. I haven't seen much around for today. There's a few other people looking at the EuroCAD. There's this one here, same trend line, and see we've got the Fibonacci in the right place. That's fabulous. Same horizontal, that's good. Lower highs and lows, EMA resistance, bearish price action, high test seller bar, fib retracement. Yeah, that's all good. There was a question about the fundamentals of the EuroCAD. Well, CAD's getting a little, it's just getting decidedly weaker because of the commodity markets. And the euro's getting weaker as well. But I think the euro's, personally, I think the euro may have found a bit of support around here and could be looking to go higher, especially if Draghi doesn't actually do any stimulus, even though in Germany, the last data I saw out from Germany was pretty poor as well. So they should be doing something about their economy, and they're not. You'd still, I'm kind of on the fence, but you'd still want to be playing this from the short side. And with the Euro CAD, the oil price is still going to fall. I think oil could easily get to $40, if not, certainly getting towards 50, and if not 40, will put pressure on the Canadian dollar. So here, and I suppose that's why the price really hasn't gone very far. When you look at it, for almost 3 months, since 2 months, September, October, November, hasn't really gone very far. It's okay, it's 400 pip range there, but where we are right now, where price is pretty much tagging every single day. There's a few days up here that it hasn't got, but hasn't really gone very far at all, and that's because there's a battle between the weakest currencies. So fundamentally, it's a tough one because both of them could be falling, and I suppose that's why price really isn't running anywhere. Technically, though, it looks okay, and therefore it could be worth a small amount of your capital on it. Yeah. The other day you thought if we saw more selling in the pound CAD, it would be good to perhaps go short. I don't like selling. I don't know. Did Did I really say that? I don't like selling the pound. Technically, it's like the Euro CAD, the pound CAD. You've had that cycle under there. I just can't bring myself to sell it. And when you look at it, it's pretty bloody choppy. Had a good trend up, and then it's sort of just gone sideways. Bit of a potential range here. There's this horizontal resistance line. Look, it's and I know there's if you draw long-term fibs, it's pretty amazing how they come in. I don't have it on bloody MetaTrader. If you go to e-signal, there's long-term fibs that come in across these horizontals. Technically, this is a good setup. Yeah, but fundamentally, I just don't know about it. I just don't know if I can bring myself to sell the pound. Certainly, when the commodity prices are tanking, which makes the CAD weaker. So, yeah, if I did say that, we certainly have the selling, and I dare say a lot of people would have gone in underneath this bar and got in yesterday. I haven't had a chance to look actually, but I presume that a lot of people would have gone in there because technically that's a good setup. Fundamentally, I don't know about it. If you're not in this, you could be looking at it again. Technically, you could go in under here. Risk reward ratio you want to keep an eye on. But yeah, fundamentally, I just can't do it, and I prefer to trade when both the fundamentals and the technicals match up. Go, you little Aussie. Have I got a target on that? Yeah, good. Yeah, I prefer to trade when the fundamental view aligns with the technical view. But technically, this is good. Okay. So we're looking at this one. This is good. The technical analysis on this is all fine. Again, you kind of on the fence about it because of the fundamentals that they're both currencies are weak. So we can see that in price action it hasn't really gone anywhere. If Draghi comes out and does do something, then that will look fabulous. That trade, probably the trade of the month or of the 2014. Who knows? But yeah, pound yen. Pound can technically not low from early Sep. Pound CAD. That's true. But it's the same low. However, what we've seen is you have a cycle underneath here. And then it fart asses about and chops over the 50, so this is a range for 2 months, and then we get another cycle underneath the 50. So kind of ignoring this low in the terms of a trend continuation, that this is your first cycle underneath the 50 for a new trend phase 1 continuation trade. There's a possibility that you might have been looking at this double bottom here as a potential range trade back to across the top here. But yeah, in terms of trend trading, not really looking at that because this mess here sort of didn't breach the cycle, so to speak, but it certainly didn't. You weren't getting the good cyclicity such as something like this was. Yeah, great cyclicity there. Yeah, so I'm not really looking at that low there. Okay. Sorry, chopping all over the place a bit, but let's go to question came in via email. What's your thoughts on trades or opening new trades over the Christmas holiday period? Don't have a problem with it. If there's a technical setup and it's what you're looking at, then go for it. Because there's most people are on holidays. There's you do find a lot of inside bars, and the ATR sort of volatility dries up, and it makes sort of trading very boring to watch. I prefer to take everybody else is on holidays. Just like our trades, we go with the masses. So why not do that as well and go and enjoy your Christmas break. Um, EuroCAD, Brian, I've covered. That's good. Another EuroCAD. Right, this one here, you're looking to sell one lot. When you do just one lots, that tells me is that you're not doing your lot size calculator. Right? You're not even considering it. As Fibonacci, as I said, as we've discussed, it's better to come from here. Lower highs below the 50 and the 200. Well, you're not. You're only below the 200. EMA resistance. No, you don't. Horizontal resistances. Yeah, but where is it? You don't have it on here. RSI convergence. Yes. Bearish price action. No. Where's the bearish price action? You've gone in the middle of friggin' nowhere. I don't see how that's bearish price action. Where are we? EuroCAD. At the end of the day, it becomes bearish price action, but you've just jumped in. How do you know that there's bearish price action there? This is halfway through the day. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't tell the sentiment from that. So, it's paid off for you, obviously. I don't know why it targets here either, unless it's 2 times your risk. There's a whole lot wrong with this. Right? The other thing is that you've got both the CAD Swiss and the Euro CAD. Right? They are the same trade. Here's your CAD Swiss. There's all this crap on it, but here's your CAD Swiss, right? Again, you're just jumping in the middle of the day. Luckily, it's paid off for you. Again, I'm not sure exactly why you got your fib from that low to that high. That doesn't make sense much. Here I can see you've got horizontals on here. That's all right. This is this checklist is the checklist. It doesn't tell me what you're actually looking at. That's just the checklist. Probably as a reminder for you to look at what's going on in the chart. But you can't tell me that you got bullish price action from an inside buyer bar. Okay? Just like you can't tell me you got just like you can't tell me you've got bearish price action from an inside seller bar. There's a whole lot wrong with that. I need you to you're not doing your lot size calculating. You're not doing your checklist, even though it's there. It doesn't seem to me like you're doing it. It's just more like having a punt. Okay, it worked out for you. It has for the time being. Yeah, a little concerning there. I'll have to email you directly. All right. Ascending triangle. Yeah, like that is an ascending triangle. I'll give you that. Will you please comment on the Aussie Kiwi? Yeah, it's touching a trend line. Yeah, I know. There's no horizontal there though. I've been looking at the pound yen. This doesn't follow the phase 1 or phase 2 range rules. Okay, that's cool. But I think there's an ascending triangle formation. Cool. Three main reasons why I'm looking at this. It has already closed above the horizontal on this bar here, yeah. Fundamentally, I like being long pound versus yen. Good downside. RSI is in the 70s, yeah, 73. Price hasn't been this high since 2008. Don't let that stop you. Right. The thing I'd be looking at on this, I think the entry 5 pips above the high of today's bar, depending on how the bar finishes. I'll wait and look for an entry after the retest of the horizontal. I think looking at the retest of the horizontal. Right. Momentum up this high is a bit of a concern, but if you look at the yen, it can run and run hard. And your momentum is no help to you when the fundamentals get involved. You know, RSI and MACD, they're not going to give you any kind of help. All right, so largely you sort of kind of ignore it. You got this horizontal here, and as you noted, it's broken out from that. I would have been looking at that in terms of the retest maybe on the shorter time frames, such as the 4 hour. It didn't really sort of run away with it. You want to go 5 pips above this bar. If that's your trade strategy, I'm not sure where your stop was going to be. Did you mention that? Look, as I said, I don't mind you trading these kind of things and these kind of strategies. I just want you to record it. The screenshot kind of gives you an idea, but I'd like to see more supporting evidence for the trade and comments, so that we can review this at a later date and see what the result of it was. A small amount of risk is good, so I think that's okay. I don't mind if you want to do it that way. Personally, I prefer to wait for the retest, but if you want to trade above the 5 pips above this bar here, where your stop's going to be would be underneath that horizontal, I would suggest. So it'd be effectively whatever the height of this bar is, and that is 90 pips. Yeah. Okay. Another question via email says, went and had coaching with Nick, and he trades around the news. That's fine. Nick wants to trade around the news. I don't have a problem with that. Is this something that I would look to do? Yeah, I do. I plan ahead on news events, especially monetary policy announcements. Not so much jobs numbers, but certainly around monetary policies, I will trade those news, especially in Australia, because you have a pretty good idea of what they're going to do. Well, I do anyway. Excuse me. Do I allow you guys to do that on prop? I prefer that you didn't. It is a high risk strategy. It's a high risk sort of trading, and I certainly wouldn't be doing it to other people's. Taking that kind of risk on other people's money, and so I don't want you to do it for us. But if you want to do that, go for it. Is it something that I can teach you? Possibly. It's not something that, because of the risky nature in it, it's not something that I'd like to be sort of held accountable for, and therefore I wouldn't want to teach it. If that makes sense. Right. So that's the pound yen. Dollar knock. 4 hour, nice setup. This one, as you know, you've been doing pretty well out of that. Other ideas is thin on the ground. Yeah, I agree. Except for dollar CAD. Euro Aussie short. Well, I don't really see that. Pound CAD short. Yeah, well, we've covered that. I wonder how you went on this one. It's been paying you well, that one, hasn't it? don't know how many trades you've done on this, but yeah, the 4 hour would have come back nicely there, tested this, and away she goes, and you're still in it. Even the dollar yen did that, and still going. I had this trade here, it's still going. I got out of it yesterday, which was a bit silly in hindsight. But yeah, dollar knock, doing well. Good stuff, mate. Last one is pound CAD. We kind of covered it. I can't bring myself to sell this thing. Trendline support, or you mean resistance, because I dare say you're looking to go short. Right. You can't say you've got trendline resistance because you just joined these two highs. Right? That's just the cycle. Who is this? Who sent me this? Is this Andrew? Horizontal support off the previous range. Yes. Price action. It's extended out of the range. Pulled back to test support. Everything looks good. Yeah. What I don't see is the fib that you should have on, which is from here. I can see that you've got this Fibonacci for your extension, as in terms of hitting your target, a potential target area. I'm not sure what this one is, unless it's just a channel. And if you're channel trading, then yeah, you target this line here. But you've only got two touches, right? You've just drawn two lines, two tops together. You need to be trading off the third. You can't say that's a supporting argument because it's only the second touch. Yeah. If it comes back and finds resistance on that trend line again, then you'd have something to deal with, right? And I'll give you an example. Is here we have the Aussie Kiwi, and if we shrink it up a bit, eternally disappointing this one, but if we say, well, here's mouse, behave yourself. If we say, there's my two touches, right? We've got trade off this one because it's the third touch. We can trade off this one because it's the fourth touch. Yeah, but I've got two touches here, 1, 2 touches. Then with I'm not saying this is you can't trade here. You can trade from here, but it's a this the trend line at this point is not a supporting argument because it's only the second touch. Here you could say trend line is a supporting argument because it's the third touch, as you could say it here because it's the fourth touch. Problem I have with this one, Ezio, is that I don't see any decent horizontal here to be sort of trading off, and you're trading against all this sentiment here. It may turn off this. There's no real clear divergence off it yet. There's a bit of a horizontal here. What's that? 107.50. It's just, I think it's a little tricky one to be trading off this quite strong sentiment, and there's no real divergence there yet. Okay, but that, nice trend line that it's sitting on, but I don't think that's strong enough to turn the market. So I'd be sort of dodging that one for this point in time. Okay, so with this, I don't know what all these blue things are, but I like the fact that you've identified this horizontal here. Don't know about that one either. It's sort of more across this blue line here where the horizontal is, and you should have the fib, supporting your trade by saying, well, that's the cycle, yeah. Again, as you would have heard from the start, this pound CAD, I just can't bring myself to sell it. I don't believe the fundamentals behind selling this. The commodity currencies are weaker because they're, commodities are tanking. Iron ore's under $70. Oil's under, getting towards $60. Copper is getting smoked. There's just real no reason to be trading against that sentiment. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. As I said, all I'm looking at is this 4-hour Aussie from that swing high yesterday. After RBA got down close to my stop, but it's still looking okay. Dollar CAD, the bounce in prices, commodity prices on Monday, was a dead cat bounce, and we're now seeing that weakening continue. We do have, as I said, there is the BOC, the Bank of Canada, coming out tonight with monetary policy. Might look to move stop a bit closer because of that, but this one should continue on. So that's about it. The euro sit on the fence. Not so sure about it. Pound, want to buy it, just can't find the right time or opportunity. Yen, you still want to be kind of short at this stage. Kiwi, leave it alone. It's just come friggin' nowhere. And CAD, well, we're in it. Alright, guys. I'll be offline for the rest of the week. Heading to Airlie Beach for a wedding in far north Queensland, so I'll be on emails, but I won't be doing webinars until Monday. So if you need me for anything urgent, send me an email. Otherwise, I'll get to your emails on Monday from lovely Australia. You guys take care. You've been doing well. October, November were great. So keep up the good work, and I shall speak to you soon. Any sort of questions? No? Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.